Okay, so it's middle September and we finally got some rain. That means lawns are going to start to green up. Here's what you need to do to make sure that your fall is a productive lawn renovation season to put you in the best shape for next spring. Okay, so it is mid-September and we finally got some rain after a long drought. And hopefully this rain, it looks like there's a few other showers coming. So now it's time to start thinking about what's going on because the grass is going to start greening up and growing. But it just went through a traumatic drought. So what you want to do is you want to feed it. And ideally feed it even with a starter fertilizer. Any lawn fertilizer, high nitrogen fertilizer is going to really just help that grass come back like gangbusters. If you're really worried about it, you can even use a starter fertilizer, a little bit lower nitrogen, but higher phosphorus so that it helps with the root development. You got to remember this poor grass, it thought it was winter almost. It went so dormant that the roots shriveled up, the top growth shriveled up. Now that plant is going to start trying to regrow its grass up top and reestablish its root system. So that's right in time because any time now, grubs are going to start to hatch and they're going to start munching on that grass. So it's a perfect time for this cooler weather and for this grass to really start trying to recover and recuperate from the drought damage before the grubs start really munching along. Now, the next thing to be thinking about are weeds and weed killers. That's one of the realities when you're dealing with lawn. Right now, you look around your lawn, my personal lawn is crispy, except I can see the ring of crabgrass alongside the streets where it really baked in the sun. And we don't use a lot of chemicals on it. So I just zap back the weeds when I get them. But now's when I start looking through my yard and seeing where the pockets of the weeds were that snuck in over the summer. Spot treat just those. You don't need to blanket chemicals all over your yard. Just spray the weeds, get them out of the way. But now is the time to be thinking about a renovation. This weather stays September, October, by my opinion, the best months out of the year to renovate a lawn. And so you want to do the weeds as early as possible now so that the chemical is worn off before you start seeding your lawn. So we're going to go in depth how to do renovations and such later. But now the important first step is maybe get down once you start seeing the grass actually grow. Give it time. Be patient. It'll happen quick when it does, but be patient. Let the grass start to grow. Hit it with fertilizer. Get the weeds out of the way, and then start thinking about where the areas are that you are thin and that you need to renovate and overseed. And then start planning an attack for a few weeks later to get the seed down. And that's it. Right now, just formulate, get the fertilizer down, give them some fertilizer, give them some food, get them growing fast, get the weeds out of the way, then go back and seed. Sorry for the rambling, but at the same time, it's a fact. You don't want to miss this window to get your lawn renovated. Now, the reason the fall is so good is that in the springtime, even though we saw the majority of our grass seed in the spring, most of our lawns, you really want to do the renovations in the fall. Give that baby grass the fall season to grow and then the spring season to grow before it goes through a drought. If you seeded this spring and you went through a drought like we just went through, odds are all that grass seed is dead unless you stayed on it, giving it water all summer long. So if you seed it in the fall and then again in fertilizer in the spring, you're usually in good shape to get through the summer. And benefits for this is that we have less weed competition. So in the fall, weeds are going dormant. Their seed typically needs to go through the cold of the winter before that seed will germinate and start growing weeds in your lawn. So again, that gives your baby grass a chance to establish itself before the competition with the other weeds come in. And also in the spring, the air is warm and the soil is cold. That's bad for root development. Whereas in the fall, our ground is nice and warm, the air is cooling off, and that's really good for grass to establish its roots. And that's what really matters. Get good roots, you're going to get good shoots. And so that's where you want to pay attention to babying the grass, get the soil as good in condition now, get the seed growing in the fall, and you'll be in much better shape for next summer. Hope that helps. Take care.